morning, welcome back. It is Sunday. We are having coffee and water, nurturing water. This is a new collection. We are slowly running up to number 200, and that will be a bit more special, I guess. But for now, we're just doing new in collection updates. This is the New Era update or a New Era grab. Listening to Aluk Todolo and der Bloedharsch and the Infinite Church of the Leading Hand. Been looking into some or listening to some older material. All the Aluk Todolo is for sale in my collection, but decided to keep or hang on to this one for now, just to put something on that isn't. But let's change that. Like I said, this is New Era. Take you for the order, the always nice card by Patrick. Hope to see you again soon, maybe Throne Fest. Skip that one for now, but yeah, maybe one day. There is a bit of promo. Osculum Infam, the boxes are nearly ready or near completed, I saw. And then this is a new list. Regnum Tenebrarum and Hertogenwald's Sinistre Pagne split LP CD. And then this is the lineup for the new drop, I guess. Turnen with Under Carpen's Wisdom. Regnum Tenebrarum Hertogenwald split, the Orgblood Hertogenwald split. They kept busy. And Plegeton's Majesty with Rock the Rift of Size and Moans LP. There you go. Nice little lineup. A lot of ancient hounds, and they will pop up again. Last one is a flyer for the show that I missed once again. Black Celise and Sanguine Relic. It looked great, but oh well. I don't know this band, but it seems they got replaced in the end. Yeah, cool new flyer by New Era. There you go. Let's go into the update proper. There is a drop from New Era and Horrible Room, 7 tapes. It's a lot to digest and there's not that much info as usual, but I tried here and there, knowing that there are tapes that came out on Nietstang, for example, that are older, so kind of hurts here and there. Let's dive in. The first one is Kepta, I think, with Aemo from 2024. A 14-minute nature worshipping full length. If you know Horrible Room, good. You don't need to follow the next minute. But they're basically a Russian label that is in the world of Aske, Hodge and Pit, all those labels, maybe Black Occult. And if you look to it in a straight line, the black metal they do is mostly in the Iljarn Punk Oi region or the Branikal Blazebird Hall. That's not a huge leap for this stack, but this first one, Kepta, is it is on the Bandcamp Orden Volga, but yeah, I can't make anything or too much out of all the Russian lyrics. This is a Blazebird Hall Branikald-ish sounding tape from, I don't think it's members of Horrible Room. And it's a bit rougher in recording than the last tape I'm going to talk about. All in all, a good tape. There is a cover on here. It seems from Vampiric Winter, Supreme Art of Darkness. So yeah, it's a 3-track tape, clocking in at 40 minutes. But yeah, good one. Second one is Kada, I think, with the self-titled demo, and the cover kind of explains what side they will be on. This is a demo from 2022, and this is one that already came out on Nietstang, the American label. Nice golden tape. That is the J-cards, wild boars all over it. On YouTube, someone commented that this was a nice LGBT music. I don't know where that came from, but yeah. Let's see. This is, like I said, the Iljarn side of Horrible Room, a visceral and harsh, repetitive, and then it gets switched out with droning interludes here and there. So yeah, it's not really ambient, but it gets in that region. There is a weird experimental bass song also on here, so it's quite an interesting tape. It's not just straight on Iljarn hentai music, but yeah, interesting. The next tape is from an Armenian artist, also known as Pulver, and this is Dakhanavar, I think, with Aemo. That's this one. So a release that is not in the stable of Horrible Room, or not, definitely not the Pleskow Circle or the Pleskow Brethren. There we go. I think this is the maybe the least pleasing tape, or the one I didn't really like. His quote on Bandcamp was doing metal in Bosch isolation. Now, I don't know if that's a hint to the label or just a stance he is taking, but yeah. Yeah, it is a very far away production. I don't really like that anymore. It's cool for Black Seleison and the Portuguese stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, all the tracks are kind of same sounding. I need to give it a few more listens just to discover what it is, but it's the production that makes it hard to decipher what's going on, I guess. Chernovsto, this is their fourth release, and it's called Moproak, something like that. Half an hour. This is their longest for now, and I kind of confuse it with Vevstol because they have the same cover, that Fighting Wolves cover that you can see here. So yeah, I was a bit confused. This is a very nice tape. It has that gray and white marble, very nice looking. Yeah, Slavic in influence more than just the Blazebird Hall stuff from Russia. More the Senko riffs, if you want to believe Terminus, but yeah, it's more in that region. It touches upon the Russian too, since that is one cluster sometimes, but yeah, there you go. Cool tapes. And then the one I thought was going to be Cold Gates, because it has that kind of artwork. There you go. One is a Russian, it's a split between a very Russian band that I Tupokar, something like that, and then the other one is Virgin Pimp, and Virgin Pimp is one of the projects of the Pleskow Circle, or the Pleskow Brethren. It is described as experimental death rock, cold wave, sound collage, punk, non-music. The promo picture, one of the brothers has a Obscure Tatum t-shirt and the other one has a Lonsdale t-shirt, so you kind of know what's up. 2 long tracks, clocking in at 25. And Daniel Johnson drawing in the back. So yeah, it's a bit different. They touch black metal, but it's more, yeah, like I said, cold wave, death rock, that kind of style. Yeah, Virgin Pimp, kind of like it. It's something different for them, for sure. They don't do just Iljarn, and there's a lot of stuff going on. They have been releasing before 2020, so I missed a bunch at the beginning. And it seems they were more spread out all over the thing. I have no clue what this title means, but we know some of the bands that are on here. Love the cover. One of the etchings, I don't know by who. But yeah, very cool. Blank tape, white tape, very handy. But this is a 3-way split between Dobarchu, which is one of the side projects of Uke Parave from Nachtlich, and then there is a new track on here by Leshy. I don't know what the other one is. I think Bebt Band, something like that. There we go. I think Dobarchu has the most tracks on here, but yeah, interesting split. Like I said, I don't know what the second band is, but it's cool to see something from Leshy again. Maybe the best or better band in the entire, that and Coco Crest maybe. But I give the edge to Leshy. There you go. Showing these because they are still available, most of them. So yeah. Then, this is my favorite of the entire bunch, and I think a lot of people's favorites. I think this will pop up on a few end-of-the-year releases. It is, as far as I can translate, Star Temple with their self-titled, full-length. There is no demos on here or from this band. There is nothing known about this band. They just came out with this Kraken tape. Nice, looks incredible for just a tape. And this is, yeah, Brennikalt, Blazebird Hall, Forest, done to a T. But it's not just a rip-off. It is, there's a lot going on here. It's very emotive. It has those loose string, jangly guitars. There is some folk influence coming from Russia in here. So yeah, you could say it is it's very akin to Blazebird, but it's done, yeah, maybe with a modern twist, I'm not sure, but then with the eye on how it should be done the old way. So yeah, a very good one. This is coming out on vinyl too. I'm blanking on the label that does them. They also did Bad Hat, Dead Kid, whatever. But they're doing the shirts, and I think the I think the LP version is imminent, but yeah, here we go. A lot of good stuff. This one is the kicker for now. I need to delve into the Dobarchu stuff. Yeah, for now, that is the price, and that will definitely show up in the end of the year list because I've listened to it a few times and it just keeps growing. So that is the horrible room stuff. The last thing I want to do in part one before we delve into part two is this one. I grabbed a few test presses from Medieval Prophecy Records that are still up. Some are starting to sell out, like the Nachtwind, which I now regret, of course. But these are test presses that Jay is doing for the coming projects. I think like the Osculum Infam boxes and stuff like that. I don't know what else he has in the pipeline that are a bit more expensive to do and that he wants funding for, which is understandable. You don't have to. There is no reason why you should be mad that he's selling test presses. They are a bit more expensive. They're 40 a pop, but they look great. They are not just, you know, blank sleeves with a record in here. There is some effort put into these. And I decided to pick up the Regnum Tenebrarum with the Légion Noire test press for this album. Sticker on the back, just like the others. Great album. It is the Ancient Hounds, and I think it is the totality of Ancient Hounds. There is this flyer that came with it. The names are not on here by everybody who is playing on here, but if you never heard of that side of Belgian black metal, they play this style of black metal that is all-encompassing in the sense that every band has a kind of a different sound, like Selnite Scrolls, like Orgblood, like this one, for example. But I think they managed to rein all that into Légion Noire. They have two fast tracks like Intro, Mystère, and I think Terreur is maybe the already... Terreur is the slower track that is more in the Selnite Scrolls category, which is nice to hear. But yeah, it's a nice variation within the records. So if you want to become acquainted with Ancient Hounds and what they are doing, I think this is your best bet. Not buying everything or not getting everything, but just listening to the entire thing. There is an interlude after Terror, and then you have 1, 2, 3. Au Sauterne, toi, le vicaire du mal, and Desiree, which is a very 1, 2, 3 killer lineup for ending the record. But yeah, Apparition aux Ancient Hounds. So yeah, I got the promo tape, I got the full length, and now we have the test press, so I think we're almost complete here. There is a stamp, and as you can see, it seems the pressing plant chose the vinyl color. It seems they are pressing on recycled or vinyl nibs because it's one of those mixed colors that kind of has everything. It's like if you play with Play-Doh, what you keep in the end is all the colors at the same time, but kind of works for these test presses not to have them as boring black. Yeah, the Nachtwind was really red, I think, or a red mix. It looked incredible. But yeah, there you go. Put this in later. So Regnum Tenebrarum, another Belgian masterpiece in the collection. We are going to go into the second part. Okay, so the second part. One record that got left behind, and then a few pickups from the last batch they released, mainly Tour De Garde stuff, or all Tour De Garde stuff. All of these are projects that center or that are rooted in black metal mid-90s of the harsh and the harder variety that popped up in Germany, in Poland, in Russia, Belgium, Holland, mainly Europe. I think America was flaming too, but on a different level. But since this is a, you know, American release, it is stoic, bullshit-free, non-meme metal, if you want to call it, since we're in the new era. But it is so good in some parts that it could easily stand on a party of the classics, like I just said, like Moonblood, like Fearless, and they take from that part of the world. There are not copies. They are very personal in some ways. Like the Pagan Hellfire, which is coming up, is already a band that started in '95, but it is. I sometimes hear people say that black metal is dead. There's no more good black metal. I don't know where to look, but it's weird. I think those are the people that are looking at social media for their black metal in some ways. There are enclaves going all over the world that make very interesting, very personal, very deeply personal music that, yeah, that tickles my fancy, I guess. The only thing that I'm still buying or collecting is that stuff. They are mainly one-man projects that gather a circle of people around them, but they keep the reins very tight in that they want the execution and the end product to be just that, or to be just right. And I think we are lucky that they even release music, because it seems like an afterthought for most of them. So in that world is where I will be lingering, I guess, for the new, or for the foreseeable future. I'm also buying a lot of stuff like this, 80s records that I seem to enjoy a lot more than what's coming out right now. But here and there are spots of dark lights. The first one is, and I have to see, Atheosophia, which kind of translates loosely into godless or unholy wisdom. There you go. It is a Nietzschean term that is linked to the Übermensch and that entire thing. It is not blatantly, it is not NSBM, or it's not blatantly anti-religion or anti-anything, but it deals with the fall of Jerusalem by the hand of the Romans. If you look at the cover, that is what it depicts. Atheosophia also reflects the also reflects the Spartan chasm that they threw weak-minded children or weak-limbed children, and so it has that entire connotation all in one word. This is from Blood and Crescent, of course, a label that popped up, as far as I can see, in 2020, but I thought their first sign of life was the Blackbirds from Gauntlet Ring, I think. So Gauntlet Ring and Fellwinter were the first bands that popped up, but they had a slew of demos before anybody knew about the Birds. Now this is one of the projects that came a bit after. There is Arbor. So they have a few projects that are in the demo phase here and there, and I was under the impression that Atheosophia, this was their first, I think this is considered their first full length, because they have, let's see, By Blade, By Flame, By Blood, a latte cut from a latte cut 7-inch from 23. They have Dark Ride of Blood Cut, another latte from 23. Then you have the demo tapes, or the demo tape from 22, and that has a few tracks on there. I think maybe 3 tracks, but 2 tracks for sure are re-recorded for the full length. By Blade, By Flame, By Blood, and I think On the Ashes of Heaven. Then there was this one from 23, and I was under the impression that the Blood and Iron tape, which is this one, it came in last, but I thought it was this was older material than the Shadow Gate of the Winter's Spirit. This is weird, because if it was in a different order, I would understand it more. This has the Shadow Gate of Winter Spirits is a classic full-on black metal record that has no outside influences of anything. The this one, the Blood and Iron, has post-punk influence in there. What did I write? Yeah, almost post-punk in sound here and there. It's still very black metal, but it allows more outside influences, which I think is weird, but I don't know. Depends on what side they want to go on. There you go. It has the Taurus stamp from New York. Like I said, it is very classic black metal USBM, played by Taurus and Mercenary, and Mercenary is the drummer in this band. The back, I think I showed that, Blood and Crescent. He is, for some projects he is more involved, for other projects he is, just like he said, the backbone of the entire band. He cites influences like Mitch Mitchell from Jimi Hendrix Band, and the other one was Bill Buford from Yes and King Crimson. So there is more than just black metal within their realms, which would explain the fact that they are branching out in some parts. I think the main straight will be black metal, but here and there. it's this record, the thing we're talking about now, Shadowgate of the Winter's Spirit, is it is very well produced. It is definitely out of the demo stages. Like I said, the demo 22 got re-recorded for these tracks. There's this, the first track has this interlude, or is an interlude for the entire album, in the sense that they added more keys, they added more vocal choir arrangements, so it really builds it up nicely. Yeah, it is very high and tight with not a lot of low ends. Here you go, it's always just plain black vinyl. The artwork gets drawn or gets used throughout the entire thing. It is almost low end, but it makes it very sharp and very clear. You can hear every line, everything. Vocals and lyrics are very sparse in this, in the sense that there is a lot of music going on, and there are of course vocals on here, but the overwhelming tone is instrumental, I would say. Not that this is completely instrumental, but yeah, you can just hear the black metal bleed out of this. This is the poster for it. Taurus. There you go. Is that just the title? Solus Ster Contra Omnia. I'm not sure. I think it's one against all, something like that. Yeah, it's kind of sad that I'm missing a lot of their stuff. I think from Blood and Crescent in general, not just from this band. But yeah, it is hard to get some stuff, and it's expensive to get it here. Yeah, this one had to be in the collection. Really good records. It has this arcane identity, which, like I said in the intro, it just feels like it should be on the pantheon of classics. I'm maybe overhyping it a bit, but it's really good. It touches on Polish, German, folkish, pagan. There's some waltzes or waltz-like rhythms going in there, but just with getting something out of that waltz, they just take that entire thing and put it into just a sped up black metal part again. So within the same riff, it's around the 20-minute mark. Yeah, the vocals, like I said, they are sparse, but they have this foul croak going through it that, yeah, it's just a very good record. You need to play this, because it has not much low end, you need to play this at maximum volume so you can hear everything. Yeah, the melodic passages in the songs in the demo now serve as a track within within the riff. So you have the melody that is singled out in the tracks is now made part of the entire thing, which works much better. But yeah, all in all, a great new record, and I think one of my new favorites by the entire Blood and Crescent stable, I think. Or I have written down, I don't need a band shirt for them, I just need a label shirt. But yeah, if you can get your hands on it or some of their other material, do so, because I think a lot of people will enjoy it. The other one that you will enjoy is Vich, de Stilte van God. After a few incarnations, I don't think I'm talking out of school when I say that this is a Spectre project from the Netherlands. After Blood Tyrant and after Vaal, they kind of took it all together, scrapped a few bands, and then just went full on for fur. In the last 2 years, I think they have 4 tapes, a split 7-inch. Maybe I'm missing something more. It is mainly the side of yeah, the Shadow Realm, black metal from Holland that you know. There is one tape, I think the Tour De Garde maybe, that is pure instrumental ambient dungeon synths, but this is once again a black metal affair. The text that they, before I dive into the record, the text that is on the Bandcamp, I think, or on the Tour De Garde page, is this one. A journey into a personal abyss in times where calls of the old spirit are merely dim whispers and no man is listening. The decline of a soul can no longer be ignored. Dark and gloomy black metal that reclaims these neglected places of mystery and mysticism with conviction and devotion in order to rediscover a temple devoted to its own terms. So it's, like I said, that very personal work, I guess, that they are doing. It is always on the schism of reality and then preserved reality, where I think they operate. Fur is also the band that is most public, I would say, because they already played the show. I saw them live, so I saw Val too, but I don't know. I think they have bigger plans with Fur. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tracker on here. The Ondergang is a ambient Dungeons and outro. The build-up is very good. There is Laatste Licht is a bit of a slower track, then Offer blasts into Silhouette of Des Doods, and Morgenster is the kicker on here, which is a very hard track that we are used to by these guys. There is no real personnel list on here, I think. No. So yeah, but it comes with this. Is just a combination of what he has been working to, I guess, for the last 2 or 3 years, or maybe longer if you take in consideration the other bands he is doing. On the mighty Tour De Garde label, of course, it seems that connection is cemented fairly hard. There you go. There's a nice quote on the center label that reads, let's see, de roep van de duivel, de duivelskunst. Volg de roep van de duivelskunst, which means follow the call of the devil's art, something like that, loosely translated. Yeah, there is one. I usually don't pay attention to lyrics, or when me and Francesco from Black Occult talked, we were saying like, yeah, we don't usually pay attention to lyrics. There is an undeniable attention to these lyrics since they are in Dutch and it's my national or my first language. When the track Morgenster begins, I think one of the first lyrics is een regen van bloed, so rain and blood. So I had this Slayer thing in my head, but I don't think he is going for the Slayer sound for now. I'm going to switch the record and into the last part. Yes, last part, the record was done. Star Temple, there you go, so you can hear it. It's really gorgeous tape, not just in how it looks, but how it sounds. The last part, and I hinted it in the intro, is Pagan Hellfire. I talked about Outre-Tombe from Tour De Garde, I think 2 years ago, when I asked him to maybe do his top for my end of the year video or a straight interview, which he respectfully declined his words. But then I said, like, yeah, I'm doing this video stuff that's coming out, and I think it's 2 years ago, he was saying that the Pagan Hellfire re-releases were on the verge of getting out or being released. There you go. These are the 3 first ones, and I already have my picture. A Voice from Centuries Away, In Desolation and Ruins, and The Will of Night. I think he is just doing the full lengths in the sense that, let's see, they started in 95. I think these records are from the first one. Is from 2000, the second one is from 2005, and the third one is from 2006. There was a compilation in the meanwhile that collected the demos. I think I have them here. Yes, Everlasting Funerals, Honor, Black War, and Outlander. They are from, the first 2 are from 96, and Outlander is from 98. The guy himself, blanking on his name, Incarnatus? No, it's not. I'm not going to guess this time. Let's see. Yes, Incarnatus, I was right. Cited in an interview, I don't know where I read it, that maybe Outlander in his head was the first full length, but it's still considered in the demo stages. Mainly because of the fact that he is on these a solo artist. In the beginning, definitely for the first 3 or 4 releases, he was together with Blackthorn, another one. On Discogs, he's Blackthorn 21, so you know how many there are. Nova Scotia, Canada, one-man project. After these 3, there are 1, 2, 3 more full-length. Solidarity from 2008, which is mainly considered as his best work to date from that period. But you can hear it build also in these 3, the sounds, and it thickens, it bulks up, I guess, and then it, you know, comes together in Solidarity. Then on the Path to Triumph from 2013, and then 2018 was the last, At the Resting Depths Eternal. As far as influences go, he cites Burzum and Moonblood. He did tribute or covers to those bands. But if you look at it through the entire line, there's Old Norway, of course, there's Poland, there is Blood Axis, classical music soundtrack, so there's an entire wealth to pick out of. This is the first one, what did I say, 2000? Yes. Very crisp and clear sound on this one. The recordings are always very good, but it is very harsh. All those influences combined into this one. March of the Incarnates, the collapsing pillars of humanity, light in the hours of dusk, the enlightened place, a time to depart, a space below the earth and wolflands. Yeah, very nicely reproduced by Tour De Garde. They came out on CD, CDR, self-released at first. They have had a few releases here and there. I think a German label did the LP pressing and the tape stuff, but yeah, it's finally out on a beautiful re-released glorious vinyl. Is there anything more I should say? I'll talk about more later. But yeah, these are the first three. I'm not sure if others will follow because they are later releases, maybe a bit more in stock here and there or available. These are the silver versions. It seems the European or the exclusive distribution by New Era was the silver versions, and the Tour De Garde were the black versions. It's all very snowy. But yeah, this is a band that maybe someone like Ifernach also looked to for inspiration. It's just very good, but like I said, they are not long that they are on my radar. I listen to them here and there just because of the name, but yeah, I'm fully entranced into it now. Let's see. The second one is In Desolation in Ruins. Another classic looking cover. The volume, yes. I had to turn my headphones down by half of it because it is so hard. The master is so loud that it just hurt my ears. And usually when I'm at work and I'm listening to music in preparation for this, for example, I need to put it up because of the already noisy environment. But this one I had to put down. 2005, recorded in 2004. Over mountains grand, clean under the ruling stars. Plague winds howl again, leading to downfall. Hear the trumpet call towards the dead horizon, in desolation and ruins. Full track list. Very barren landscape there. Anything more besides the volume? Yes, the bass playing. It came to my attention that his bass playing is very good. He is a drummer in heart, or his first instrument is drums, because he also plays played for a just like Mercenary is doing for Blood and Crescent. He was a session drummer, but I'm blanking. I didn't write it down. I think for a Belarus or White Russian bands. There you go. That is the second one. It also comes with this inner photo sheet. I have no idea what these pictures are. Maybe war, because there's some ruins on there. There you go. I like that this is the silver over the black and white. Kind of fits the aesthetic of the records entirely. But yeah, this is the second one from 2005. Like I said, there is a long period between the first and the second one, and you can just hear the you can just hear the production thickening up and the playing is becoming better just because he has to. It's a one-man project by that period. And then the last one for now is the Will of Night. I definitely don't know what's going on there. Some netting. I looked at it a bunch of times, but it also looks war, I guess. But yeah. Here is the back, and this is from 2006. The double kick is very pungent on this one. It has a very driving, blasting sound. There's a whisper in the guitar sound I've written down. I have no idea what that means, but should make sense. It has those storytelling riffs, like you can hear the story unfold. Thorns has that too. It has that old Norwegian Thorn sound that they're just speaking, I guess. So very good material. From the highest halls, isolation, crimes against humanity under winter's hands. Night is when we march, Legionnaire and funeral fires burn. Yes, 2005, 2006. Vocals are always on the verge of a croak, but they never give into that really froggy, throaty stuff. They are clearly pronounced and calm, so you can really hear the lyrics for the most part. And it kind of demands a bit of silence and yeah, and attention to it. It's not just black metal you put on and just let play. There is a lot of variation going on there, tempo-wise, song-wise, structure-wise. Yeah, there's not much repetition and a lot of detail, so, you know. It never gets into punk territory, although it's pagan. It has pagan on the cover. That is for the modern black metal to stand for modern black metal to announce that there will be punk, but it goes into one track maybe, but you know, it is pure blackness like this. This is the last thing I can show you from Pagan Hellfire. So yeah, really glad that they are finally re-released and that we are able to listen to them in full glorious vinyl. Of course they were already released, but that's another story for another time. That was the New Era bundle. I have one more to round off, sort of a dessert, because it could be in a Caught in the Wild, but the only thing I got really in the wild is this Christian Dead, which I'm still getting into. It's not as immediate as the Only Theater of Pain, but I got this one and decided to pick up some more Brain Bombs. This is the Singles Collection 2. Brain Bomb's second single collection compiles 15 tracks from 98 to 2007 on Armageddon. Brain Bomb's Swedish band centered around two brothers that make weird... It's not really folk, it's not really punk, it's just Brain Bombs actually. It feels very soundtracky in some ways, just because it, I don't know, it drags on. It's kind of a band like Lugubrum in a sense, but I can't make that connection hard actually. But yeah, they have the same feeling in some ways. Their lyrical content is a bit more out there here and there. Obey is like my favorite concept records. But it says, yeah, lyrically espouting passionate odes to all that is ugly, reciting unholy atrocities with unabashed veneration, howling psalms in horror with the same devotion the most reverent believer waxes ecstatic about God. This is the Monty Buckles quote, or the beginning of the Monty Buckles quote. It has a few releases compiled on here. It is the Wabana Guncourt single series from '89, The Tumult from 2003, Ken Rock 2004, Big Brother 2006, Anthem, and then the last stuff is live at Rock at Oslo, Norway '93, and live at Oslo '93. So yeah, there's a bunch on here. And there you go. Some things like this is a 7-inch. Some of the things you never saw maybe before this. It's all serial killer, very women unfriendly, but all equally male unfriendly. Sex poems, sex stuff. Yeah, the lipstick on my dick stuff like that. Yeah, I like when you hear Obey. I was listening to it again and I was like, oh, this is very female unfriendly actually. And then in the next song he is raping a guy. So they're all over the place in that sense. But yeah. They got back on my radar. They're always on my radar, but they got back on my radar because they are playing Mayhem in September. Another one that will be on the to miss list, I guess. But yeah, Brain Bombs to close it out. There you go. Always in search for more. That's it. A nice, concise 40-minute video for you while Star Temple is playing us out. I think this is 198, so there's one more. That will be the Nedrosian video, I think, and then there is the 200, which probably will be Abigor if I can wrap my head around it. I promised it a long time, so it seems perfect. And there's a surprise coming, maybe a guest, we'll see. But for now, this is it. This is Sunday. I'm out of coffee, I still have a bit of water, so cheers. But that's it. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again very soon.